Why did Sally fall off the swing? She had no arms. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today, let's talk about counters you need. Some of them. There's going to be a lot of weird team comps this season, and we're definitely going to cover that more as we move through this season and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. But huge shout out to my patrons, by the way, and huge shout out to my most recent patron, Mr. Barclift. You're awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate all of my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. And folks, let's mount the algorithm. Leave no algo unmounted unless it's someone else's. If it's mine, then absolutely still true. So let's get to it. As you all know, we're all kind of just dominated by this set and the Datacrons that we have. At least that's kind of what's going. Like, otherwise, all the counters are basically the same. I mean, that nothing has changed too much. But the big thing is we have a couple focus Datacrons that are really good, and we have a couple of the wardy Datacrons that are based on your role, the character's role. And so that's what I'm going to be referring to. All of the ones that I'm talking about here, guys, are going to be I'll either talk about a focus Datacron, which is I'll tell you which one it is, or I'll tell you which role it is. The role is always going to be, well, the one that I reference is always going to be the wordy one, the one that's good, basically. Okay, so if I say it's a support cron, just know that it's the support wordy cron. All right, now let's get into it here. We've got Rey, and she has the attacker cron. All right, the attacker cron's the best one, and it's ludicrous speed. It's really good. So I decided to use Leia, and I'm using the tank cron for Leia. So she's going to be taunting a little bit more. She's going to be assisting a little bit more. And so one of the things that I always forget about this is we don't really have a way to I was hoping we could one shot Cal, is what I was hoping we could do, but because he has crit immunity right now, we don't really have a way to get past that. I decided I wasn't going to be able to one shot him right away, and so instead we're going to play the longer game here. Drogon did not last long, and so I'm like, gosh, now we have to find a way to revive him or just win without him. And usually, at least he's done like some damage, and he's just not doing that much. So Rey gets her ult already, and that's tragic. Of course, does her AoE, almost kills everyone. However, the good news is I do have the tank cron, so even though I forget now if I already revived or not, but the tank cron auto revives tanks. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the tank, she just revived herself. Great. Now let's use our ult, and it killed Cal. I was patient with it, by the way. If you rewind just a little bit, you'll see that I had the ult ready one turn earlier, but I was patient so that it would kill Cal and revive my dudes. And so we're in a much better spot now. The attacker cron does a crazy amount of damage, of course, so we're not in like a great spot, but we do want to just try to, as much as possible, keep Ezra stunned. Oh, there goes Drogon. We also, as much as possible, want to keep Drogon undead, but look how close Leia is to dead. And okay, so Ben is back. Look who's back again. And he's like back again. Like, are you kidding me? Will you knock it off, Leia? Like, quit taking turns and reviving Ben. Like, let R2D2 have a frickin' turn, would ya? Look at you, R2D2. A casual 287,000 on Rey. So we got there. It's a little sketchy, but all right. This is a focus Datacron with Rex, so everyone's putting it on defense, including me. So I'm just using Maul without any particular Datacron. Like I am using one, but it's nothing particularly special. It's just this is just Maul and some guys using a little bit of extra. So we actually killed Rex once. Because and then 5 sacrificed himself and then it came back. It's a good team to counter that squad for some reasons. But anyways, now we've got Jabba. Jabba's using the support CRON. All right. Which is good because Jabba is a support character. And so he's always going to dispel. Every time he takes a turn, he dispels all my buffs. And if I had any buffs that were cool, like tenacity up, like some of the buffs, I don't remember which ones now. Regardless of which ones, he gives, regardless, it's not regardless. I have to apologize, guys. I am super duper tired. So if I misspeak, you'll have to forgive me. Anyways, like there's like 3 or 4 buffs that if I have the actual buff, he dispels it, and then he turns around and gives me the opposite one. So that's pretty frustrating. Plus he's giving himself and his team a lot of buffs. So we did the early ult here, and then Cat was able to chop Bush's face off. And now we have to kill Chrysanthemum and Jabba in time, of course. And we don't have any buffs because Jabba takes enough turns against this team that he just goes and dispels us all the time. The really nice thing about having Mace here, of course, is that you get Shatterpoint every few turns, and because it can only land on Chrysanthemum, it can't land on Jabba, then he's just constantly shatter pointed whenever Mace gets a turn. So you kind of want to give him turns, and you're just using these, using some of these abilities a little bit here, just to swap turn meter. And you'll notice that Cat is just perpetually on the very brink of total disaster. She's almost dead constantly. So every once in a while, I think at least once, maybe twice, I actually used Kenobi's call to assist on someone other than himself, which is pretty rare for me because he ramps his own damage way better when you get just to call him in. I call it when he calls himself to assist. But anyways, we killed Chrysanthemum. Now let's, I guess, kill him again. And let's see, we only have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. And Jabba is like, is he stealthing? Does he really think a man of his stature can actually stealth? It's just like Sally trying to stay on the swing. Like, did she really think she could? All right, blink and you miss it, folks. Aphra on defense with the support CRON. We're not using anything special here, just an attack, like some kind of CRON that helps with damage. So dash lead. I mean, I thought maybe this would be okay on defense. Apparently it's just not. So don't use Aphra on defense. I mean, I guess it stole 3 banners, so that was pretty neat. All right. This is also a video on how to multi-shot teams. Now with Silvo and the Silvo CRON, so it's the pirate one. I thought maybe I could kill. Look at how close we came to killing the dude with our rocks. I'm using the attacker CRON. And you do more damage based on how many buffs they currently have when you're attacking with an attacker. And so Malicos he's not doing the best here. You think I mean, he ramps up a lot anyways. But it's just not really working. Okay, so finally we kill Silvo, but the Wolfman, the Teen Wolf, is in stealth. And then they finally decide to just one-shot Malicos. This fight could have gone better. It also could have gone significantly worse if they had decided to target Malicos earlier. And honestly, the wolf bro is just totally ludicrous speed. And then we just can't even hit him because he keeps getting foresight. So we killed him. We killed all but one. And I'm doing this a little out of sequence, but this isn't necessarily like a report on exactly like my turn order and my decision making. Basically, I had to do some things. I had to clear up some other teams in order to make sure that I could actually spare Supreme Leader Kylo to kill Hondo, because I do put a pretty tough defense down. I think I had 6 Galactic Legends on defense, plus a bunch of other pretty tough teams, and my opponent actually didn't clear me. So for what it's worth, and he had a lot of fails on me because he put a pretty good defense down as well. Anyways, just use Kylo with First Order TIE Pilot, or First Order Special Forces, TIE Pilot, and what's her name? Pointy Teeth Rey. She helps a lot. And the, I mean, Pointy Teeth Rey team with crew is just not very good anymore, unfortunately. It was, as it turns out, it was never good. Okay, so we got Bane here. We're facing, this is a Queen Amidala team with the Attacker CRON. I wanted to use my Attacker CRON with Bane, but things transpired to just... I tried to use the Attacker CRON with Cere Malicos and against that Hondo team and still lost, folks. And so, and then I tried to kill this Queen Amidala team with Grey Mothers. Grey Mothers failed, couldn't kill anything. So we're using Bane here. And, so we're just trying to get ability block on all of them because I don't want her to cleanse everything. Okay, cool. So, and then Bane chopped their arms off. I think one of those guys' names was Sally. So, true story, guys. And then she killed her husband. That's kind of hilarious. Borderline hilarious. Anyways, just working around her damage immunity. We'll get there. I mean, this is a tale as old as time, but it's nice to know, like, we didn't even need an Attacker CRON there. She's just Bane just still destroys Queen Amidala. Okay, so he put an Ahsoka team with Ezra on defense with OG Poe Dameron, and that's kind of clever because for most teams, Poe is going to they're using the focus Datacron for Poe, and that means that at the very start of the turn and then all the time, whenever he loses taunt, which is like all the time, and then he gets taunt again. He fears the entire opponent team. Now, so I took Queen Amidala with the Attacker CRON, because these guys generate a huge amount of buffs. And I was like, nice. Attacker CRONs love large amounts of buffs. And Queen Amidala, also with her Omicron, which I have, prevents her team from being feared. Like, she just protects all of them from being feared. So we don't have to worry about that aspect of the Pokron. And so, of course, only Kenobi is the guy who, like, he's the only guy who actually gets to have a positive effect from the Datacron that we're using. And so anyways, Ezra, as you'll see, just destroys the mannequin every time. Like, I don't know what the deal is with it, actually. It's absolutely wild. But, like, eventually you'll see he just, like, one-shots the mannequin. And in other iterations, like, he just ramps damage and he just ruins it. So anyways, there's a problem in that, like, I can't do damage to Ezra. Like, you really almost just call him Galactic Legend Ezra at this point because he's super obnoxious. I mean, he's Relic 9, he's good. But look at that. I one-shot Ahsoka, and Ezra was still alive on, like, half health. It's absolutely wild. So, the Attacker CRON still kind of works against this, but I will say that, against a really high relic Ezra, it might really not work. Look at how fast he just kills that mannequin. It's tragic. And then Kenobi dies, and now we fast forward because when Kenobi dies, we have no hope. Our hope is gone. It is dead. Our hope of staying on the swing has been abandoned, and yet we can't just, like, forfeit, right? Like, we have to keep the result of Ahsoka dying with Poe. Dying in Poe's arms, which she's glad he has. So I was like, are we really gonna have to time out here? We have 40s, and so I actually decided to time out after he did his big hit. I was like, let's just time out. All right. Who are we kidding ourselves? We've got a timeout. So, and then it took me a while. I had to clear a bunch of other teams, but eventually I came back to this with the planned counter. Just EP lead with Mara Jade and Thrawn, because we don't have Star Killer anyways. So I mean, this is a pretty nice, pretty clean way to do this. Just try to keep shock on him as much as you can, and then you can get a 2-turn stun on him with Palp, and it's not too hard to do that. Once you do land that 2-turn stun with Palp, and you want to reapply shock, and eventually, so you can see he's got his revive ready. So when we kill him, we don't have something that prevents revives, but one thing that prevents him from being effective once he revives is killing him again right away. All right, so things have not transpired the way I wanted them to, and so we're stuck using Jedi Master Luke to kill Lord Vader, and for various reasons. I don't really have very many good Jedi. I needed to save Jedi Cal, and I think a couple other guys. So I do have the Luminara CRON. Now, the Luminara CRON does a couple cool things. You can see some debuffs on these guys. That they have the disruption, the protection disruption on them. Whenever she takes a turn, then she gives a locked healing immunity to everyone. To all of your opponent characters, your enemy characters, whatever. And she also, whenever they attack out of turn, she does protection disruption on the whole team. Now, protection disruption doesn't do anything, right, against us, right? It does nothing because they don't have protection. However, she does do healing immunity, at least when Lord Vader is on. Isn't on his ult. So he pops his ult, and now healing immunity goes away. Even when she takes a turn, even though it can't be evaded, he's just immune to it. It's not that he resists it, it's just he can't possibly get it, right? So it's kind of a cool idea. And the idea here too, guys, isn't really to kill Lord Vader. Like, that would be nice, but this is a pretty garbage team to do that. The hack here is we need to kill Apo. All right, and if we can, we want to take out CX2 as well, because otherwise, Apo, if you had like Bo-Katan, for instance, trying to counter this, Bo-Katan could target Apo, but she couldn't kill him because of his kit saying you can't do that if he's with Lord Vader. However, that only happens when your opponent does not have a Galactic Legend on their team, and so we're using the hack of, I have a Galactic Legend on my team. Therefore, we can kill Apo. All right, we can still target him and kill him. Look at how close I am to taking out stupid CX. And then he's an evasion mastery, and so he's already gained so much that we can't even hit him. Whenever we try an AoE, I'm like desperately trying to kill him, please. And then, of course, we just get butchered by old Vader here. So we do have Bo-Katan available. I mean, at this point, guys, a lot of my team choices, like my decision making, is like, can we clear at all? Like, we might need to multi-shot multiple teams, and so I mean, I really like playing that way. Honestly, that's kind of a fun thing because we both put really stupidly tough defenses down, and we're both still trying to learn how to beat some of this stuff. So, anyways, Bo-Katan cleans up Lord Vader pretty nicely. Just try to grab a couple banners here if possible. Call them as assist. Call it good. All right, cool. Clean it up. Okay, so there's just Traya. Here's an old school counter, guys. I mean, this is another multi-shot. But like I said, I just don't have that many teams. So we're using the old Gidme team. So remember, he decreases their cooldowns. When he does that, he doesn't decreases their turn meter. He doesn't get rid of Queen Amidala's. Instead, he hands all support a big stack of protection up, which is then turned into stacks of courage, which then allows you to one-shot. So my opponent did have his Savage modded for health, which is typically, that's like the optimal reason for it, but that's why we took Grandmaster Yoda here, is so because he's a support character. And we gotta kill Savage if we can. And so it took 2 hits to kill him, and then Padme decided to peace out, which was tragic, of course. Both versions of her character are dead now, but this team is crippled now, and not only because, I mean, Traya would be, she could at least stay on the swing maybe, but she only has 1 hand. She could use the Force to hold on to it probably, but she could grip it by the husk. Sorry, that's coconuts, not swings. I apologize, but anyways, I mean, we could probably just fast forward at this point, but it's kind of fun to watch Yoda die, so you know, let's do that. Let's get our fun in, and then we can move on. So how do we kill Traya? Let's try using some Imperial troopers. So we can't. Our Veers is dazed, and he's not gonna go before them. And so I was a little surprised. My Dark Trooper just punched Traya in the mouth, and she's dead. So that was pretty cool. All right, another blink if you miss it. Well, it's not, I guess, quite that fast. Like, super long blink and you miss it. Like, if you take a longish nap, then you'll miss this counter. But I would just use it so that he had the crew team with, you know, the TIE pilot with the Omicron and Rey, and it just doesn't work against that Zaalbar Revan team. All right, this one is a little bit of a gamble. At the GG, the insight stats say that this is only like 60%, but it really didn't seem like that. Maybe it's just because I'm superiorly skilled, just impressively skilled at this game, and so obviously we're just gonna be able to destroy like this team every time. But they had pretty decent relics and everything. We just using Tarkin and company against this, I don't know. I'm glad it worked because we didn't really have a great counter to this Mace team, frankly. Mace is pretty tough to counter unless you have the right counter. So anyways, now we have Nas against Baylan, because we had tried Bad Batch against Baylan, which had at one point been a fairly consistent counter, and now, like, they just got butchered. Honestly, this Baylan team isn't even that great. Doesn't have any good Datacrons or anything. But then I was like, oh yeah, the thing everyone else always screaming at me for, just use the stupid frogs. And so I marked Shin right away, and was able to kill her and Baylan, and we're good to go. All right, so this is we're down to the dregs, guys. We barely have any teams left, and he has a couple decent ones. So we're gonna use Basti, and we're using a healing immunity. We're using the healer CRON here, and that's why we have Jolee, not only to revive everyone, but he also, every time he takes a turn, he applies healing immunity on them, and he also, as long as he's alive, the auto revives characters who've died 1 time. So anyways, we have Cal, Slice, Malgus's, the rest of Malgus's face off, and then let's just take out, we could take out Basti pretty quickly. And now, of course, Malak is going to fear us and stuff, sometimes passively, but we can stun him. And the cool thing is, when Jolee takes turns, he applies that locked healing immunity. So, whereas he normally just heals himself too much for like this specific team comp to take him out, like, we don't have much attacking power, honestly, but because he's got that healing immunity just consistently on him, we're able to drag him down to the pit, and we actually got a decent score there. Okay, so now Bo-Katan, nothing special on this Datacron. I was like, all right, she's like no one took her on defense last season in 3v3. Like almost no one took her on defense. But Baylan got destroyed. A Zori team got destroyed. An AdRad team with the AdRad CRON got destroyed. General Skywalker team got destroyed. Joe Castanew got destroyed. And I was like running out of teams. So, all right, let's try this. Let's try this Night Sister squad. And the idea just being, if we can, the problem was all of those comps actually killed a couple of their character. Like, they killed Paz a couple times, but he kept reviving because of Bo-Katan. So we need to get at least one kill here. Like, what? Like, so we need to get 2 kills, really, because Paz auto-revives, and then he's just fine again, right? Okay, so we got Marin here. And everyone else is dead, which is the desired result. So I thought for a long time, I skipped that. I just cut it out of the video. Just snip, snip. It's like a vasectomy, but for videos. And I just was trying to figure out exactly like what the interaction needed to be. And the answer is you just keep going. And so we killed the ads. That there's no revive for them remaining, which is fantastic. And then we died, which makes sense. And then I mean, I'm like out of teams, right? Like, this is maybe my last respectable team. So let's use Aphra, I guess. But this is also the last team I needed to be able to clear. It was looking like, excuse me guys, I was looking like I wasn't even gonna be able to clear. And so the fact that I was able to was obviously pretty welcome. Now we're gonna go through a couple attacks on my alt account that I think are also pretty interesting. But anyways, finally got through the Bo-Katan. All right, here's an alternate way to take out Supreme Leader Kylo. Well, I guess we haven't taken him out yet on my main account, so at least not this season. So we're not using an attacker CRON. We're just using Bane with, oh, he does have a huge armor pen though. Like the number is enormous. It's like 400 something %, but he does still kill that version of Supreme Leader Kylo at least. All right, AdRad is here. I didn't know about this, but this is like a very consistent counter, guys. With the AdRad CRON, you just use Phoenix. You use Hera with Rex and Sabine. And I mean, it's crazy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. Like, they didn't take a turn. We just wrecked them. It was so stupidly easy. And then finally, I thought this was interesting. I wanted you guys to see it because it's just so bizarro. So you can see we're using Malgus, and he's got some interesting interactions with fear and doubt, which makes it so that we just never get turns ever. But they also don't have any health either. Like, we're not using an extra CRON. We're just using Malgus's Baylan's just kit. And so I wanted to kill Malgus, didn't work. So use a basic to kill Malak, cool. And now we're back to just getting perpetually feared. At one point I noticed, and maybe she got to even higher than this at some point, but I noticed that Shin got to 10 fears stacked on her at one point. Just a wild thing. And so this goes on for like another 2 minutes, and I was like, am I even gonna get a turn? Like, am I just gonna time out here? Because like, this is a very high win percentage win. So eventually, of course, I did get a turn, and then you kill him, and all is well. So anyways, that's it. There will be more to come, folks. There's just a lot of teams that we got to learn how to counter. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this season, and if it's going to be crazy for you or not. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth goes to bed immediately after making this video. Take care, folks. Thanks for watching.